Hello, my lovely students, and I hope you would be doing good and great. So, once again, I have brought a poem from the book Beehive, class 9, and the name of this poem is The Lake Isle of Innisfree. But before proceeding further, please like and subscribe my channel. Now, what do you mean by lake? So, lake means a water body which is surrounded by land. And what is isle? Isle is a small island. And this Innisfree is a place where this poet has spent his childhood, although Innisfree is an imaginary place, but the poet is just visualizing a place and he is thinking that he has spent his childhood in that place which is surrounded by natural beauty. Now let's proceed, and this poem is written by William Butler Yeats, one of the very famous poet who has written so many poems which are very popular. Now this poem says, and the lines are, I will arise and go now and go to Innisfree. Now the poet is saying that one day he will get up and go. Where he will go? He will go to Innisfree. And a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. Now he will go there, and to survive, because if you are going anywhere, you need a place to live, you need a house. So he will not make a very luxurious house there. Instead, he will make a small cabin means hut, and he will make the cabin of clay, which is mud, of course, and wattles are twisted stems. So what he will do, he will make a house of clay, and he will surround the house with the with the fence which will be made up of twisted twigs. Okay, so it means he wanted to live in nature, right? 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee. Now the poet is saying that what he will have there, he will have 9 bean rows. So he will plant the 9 rows of bean. Why only 9? Because he wanted to live all alone there, and therefore he wanted to cultivate the beans which he could only feed, which he could only eat. Okay, so he doesn't want to share his farming. He doesn't want to give the beans to anyone, because he will all alone live there, right? So he will plant 9 bean rows. Will I have there? He will plant there 9 bean rows and a hive for the honeybee, and he will have a hive. Hive means the house for honeybees. So he will have the hive for honeybees. Okay, and live alone in the bee cloud glade. Okay, and what he will do, he will enjoy the noise, the sound of honey bee which will be there in glade means open area. So the open area outside his house will be the noise full of honeybee, right? Now coming to the second stanza, and I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow. And he is saying that maybe he will get some peace, because he is not happy at all in the life of city, right? So he is not at all happy in the life of city. So he is saying that maybe he will get little peace there. Why? And then again he is giving the reason why he is saying maybe, because he knows that you get peace gradually. So if you are planning that you will do something which gives you peace at a moment, so it is not like that. So you have to wait for the peace. Why? Because if you will start changing your lifestyle, and then if you are taking out your negativity, then maybe in a gradual way, step by step, you will start getting the peace. So he is therefore writing shall here. Okay, and he is saying that I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow. Why? He's giving the reason that you get peace gradually. Drooping from the veils of the morning. Now, what is veil here? Veil is the, generally here morning is personified. Why? Because veil is, it's what do you say, attire of a bride. Okay, so when bride, removes veil from her face, and then people, they see the beautiful face of bride. In the similar way, he is saying that drooping from the veils of the morning. So how he will get the peace? He will get the peace from the morning, when there will be early morning. So he may get peace from it, to where the crickets sing. Now crickets are the insects, okay, and generally in the gardens, in the orchards and all, this cricket, they sing, the noise is there, the voice is there. So he will get the peace from the song of the crickets also. Okay, and here cricket is also personified, right? Now, there midnights all a glimmer and noon a purple glow. Now, what will happen? Because he is there in a natural place where natural beauty is too much. So, he is saying that the midnight of Innisfree will be glimmery, will be shining. Okay, everywhere it will be shining, and the noons, the evening, will be purple. Now, imagine the scenario where you are getting noons, the evening, in purple color. How beautiful it would be. Okay, and evenings full of the linnets wings, and he is saying that linnets are the birds, and the evenings he could see the birds everywhere. So he is saying he could see the wings of those birds everywhere in Innisfree. So how beautiful and how peaceful it would be to live in Innisfree. Now coming to the third stanza, I will arise and go now, for always night and day. He is saying that what I am planning, that someday I will get up and I will go to Innisfree. Why? Because night and day I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. Now why he wants to go there? Because in Innisfree he could hear the sound of water which is there in the lake, whenever it comes near the shore, that the cull sound of that water he could hear in the daytime, in the night time. Okay, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement grey. Now he says that right now he is in London. Okay, the poet is in London, and he is not liking at all the kind of surrounding, the kind of work pressure, the kind of lifestyle he's there in London. So therefore he wants to go to a place where he could live in a peaceful way, right? So what he is doing, well, I stand on the roadway. So he is in London, and he is saying that whether I stand on a road or maybe on a footpath, pavements grey, and here pavements means footpath, grey is like sadness. So he is not liking at all to be in London, whether he is on the road or he is there on the footpath. I hear it in the deep heart's core. Now wherever he is there in London, so he has a echo in his heart that he has to go to Innisfree to spend his rest of days. And you can imagine that how passionate, how desperate he is to move and to quit the life of city and to go in the life which is full of serenity, which is full of peace, and which is full of natural beauty. Okay, so children, this was the explanation of the poem. Now let's talk about the figure of speeches, or you can say poetic devices, which are used in the poem. So let's take I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee. Now this hive for honeybee, okay, this hive for honey bee is ha ha sound coming. So it is alliteration, right? it is alliteration. And I shall have some peace there. For peace comes dropping slow. Now peace and peace, these are the repeated words, so they are a repetition, so repetition is used here. Now drooping from the veils of morning. Now veils of morning, morning is personified, so veils of morning is personification. And here cricket sing is like cricket is also personified, so this is personification. And evenings full of the linnet wings, I will arise and go now. Now this line is repeated. Okay, so it is repetition. For always night and day, and low sounds by the shore, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement grey. Now this pavement is said to be grey, means sad. Again personification is there, and that's all, children. And thank you for listening me, thank you for watching my channel, thank you for following my lectures and explanation, and meet you again with the next set of poem and stories. Thank you, and all the best for your upcoming endeavors.